Hello again, SGBers. Companion Wolf here with another Smile Game Builder video. This week's tutorial is on setting up passwords and passcodes to open chest doors and so on, thanks to another feature from the new update version 1.11, which was released on May 17th. If you want to know when I upload new tutorials, give this one a like and subscribe if you're new here. And don't forget to check out my social media accounts for details on extended tutorials which contain more content and also other information such as my game in development relationship sim. In this tutorial I'll demonstrate how to set up a simple combination lock and also a password locked door, and in the extended version, which I'll announce on Twitter, Facebook and Pinterest, you'll also see how you can add a randomized password system to open a chest. I'd also write a blog article explaining why there are two versions, one for YouTube and the extended version. Either way, you can choose whichever version you'd like to watch. In this tutorial, I'll demonstrate how to set up a simple lock and password locked door. You'll also see how you can add a randomized password system to open a chest. These methods can easily be adapted for various games to add a puzzle element and give a bit more variety. Some chests or doors will have combination locks to open them. This is now possible in SGB. So the first event we need to set up is one to provide the combination lock itself to the player. I've just used an NPC with a simple message, but of course in your game you're going to make the player work for the combination rather than just gift it to them. Anyway, text is for the combination is 14589. Simple as that. And then for setting up the chest, we'll need to do the following. So it's a display text, combination lock, enter the code, and then we'll have an input string variable which is under variables. It looks like a box, an open box. There it is. You'll be presented with this. Next we would enter a string variable. You have 255 to choose from, which is more than adequate. For the input keys, you only need numbers on the first tab, the rest are blank. And then you can also put the control symbols for delete, cancel and end, which will appear right below the numbers. And of course under the help it'll tell you exactly what the other keys you can have. It's up to you what you use. Next we set the maximum number to 5 because there are 5 numbers in the combination. The check string variable box, which as a refresher is under branches, is where we can use the variable for storing the combination with the number value in the comparing letters area, and it's set to the same. This way it'll check if the numbers are the same as the required combination. If it's under yes, i.e. the combination has been set, then you open the chest as normal, including the local switch for sheet 2. If it's under no, the conditions do not apply, then a simple display text, the combination is incorrect. And then of course number 2, as normal, you've already put the combination in, gained the items, and so now the chest is empty. Let's play test. So we speak to the dude. The combination for the chest is 14589. was it? It was 1, 4, 5, 8, 9. Let's enter 0. Combination is incorrect, so you can try again. 4, 5. I think that's right. And there you have it. So now, even if you did manage to get the booty from the combination lock chest, you're now locked inside this house by these obviously dubious fellows, and the door requires a password to open. This part has several elements to it. The idea is to collect the 3 parts of the password to open the door, and for convenience, all of the parts are in the house. But once again, you'll definitely want to make your players work for the password and dot the parts around so that it ain't easy. The first part of the password is with this shady character with the eye patch. Displays a message or a dialogue saying the first part is TES, T-E-S. Then you would add 1 to the variable password complete to check if you have all 3 parts of the password to open the door. Turn the local switch on, and then on sheet 2, condition is set to local switch on with the display text. I've already given part of the password. This is to prevent continuous additions to the password complete variable, and it forces the player to either write down or remember the password part. The second part is in the chest. You can actually use the preset searchables and then modify the treasure chest message. But there's just add somewhere in there that's there's a note. The second part of the password is SE, and then again just add 1 to the variable box for our password complete variable. On sheet 2, the usual message or whatever you like. The third and final part of the password is in the bookshelf here. It's very simple to set up again. Another display text. Third part is ra. Add 1 to the password complete variable. Turn the local switch on. And on sheet 2, condition, and then display the password. So the next event is purely for convenience. It's set up so that you can keep track of whether you have the full password and what it is or not. It's just a simple branch to check that if the password is complete, if it's equal to 3, i.e. you've got all of the 3 parts, then display a message, you have the full password. Display a message, you have the full password, which is tessera. Incidentally, tessera is Latin for password. So if you don't have all 3 parts, if it's not equal to 0, you don't know the full password yet. And now on to the password protected door. There's a bit of repetition here, but this seems to be the only really effective way of doing this. There are a lot of branches to this, so starting with the first one that checks if the password is complete. Password complete variable is equals to 3. If you don't know the password, right at the bottom, it will say display text, you don't know the password. If you do know the password, however, you can display another message that says what is password, and then another display text instructing you to enter the first part of the password, which in this case is TES. And then you have an input string variable, for which you can have the usual setup. So then you have a check string variable box, which is actually under branches again, I think. There you go, check string variable box. So if the enter password, the first part of one, is the same as TES, then you can play a sound, display a text for the second part, and then do the same, another input string, which is if it's the same as SE, then another sound effect, enter the third part, and the final one would be another input string for the last part of the password, which in this case would be RA, and then you play the sound effect, display the text again, you are correct, you can now open the door, and then you turn the local switch on for sheet 2. Now, if with this one, the first part of the password, if you do not enter it correctly, then the sound effect would be cancel, and then you can end the event, which will basically prevent it from repeating the steps. And it would be the same way under the conditions apply for the second and third ones. You would have the same thing. Let's have a look in the display mode to make it easier. So variable box is complete. Going now, if it's no, don't know the password, and then enter the first part, input the string variable. So if the first variable part is TES, then it'll go through all of the stages until you can open the chest. If it's no, then following this, don't know the password, where are we? Here we are. Right, test, then you follow the no, and it'll go play sound effect, event is ended, and then following it, it'll go all the way back to here, and the event will end. Anyway, this is kind of like why I prefer the text details now, and why I'll be using them in the future for future tutorials. So in essence, what this will do is allow you to type in all three parts of the password one by one. If you type one of those parts incorrectly, then you'll be forced to retype them in order again until you type the full password correctly to open the door. Right, for another playtest. Okay, so the first part of the password is TES. You don't know the full password yet. The third part is RA, and then in this chest, right here, the second part is SE. You have the full password, Tessera. So now We can enter the password with first part being test. Let's type in TER. Wrong. So TES. Second part is SE. And finally the third part, password correct. You can now open the door and enter your freedom and away from those creepy dudes who invited you to take their treasure but locked you in the house. If you found this tutorial useful, then like and subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to visit my Twitter, Pinterest and Facebook accounts, or my official SGB website for links to all of my tutorials and other materials for Smile Game Builder, an RPG Maker MV that include more content, more examples and stuff I don't generally post anywhere else. And if you're not aware, you can join the Smile Game Builder Discord channel. There's now a Japanese speaking chat as well for all the latest SGB news and resources, or to simply chat. Everyone's welcome. I'll put the link to that in the description. If you want me to revisit something from previous tutorials or have ideas for new tutorials, especially using some of these new features from version 1.11, or if you have questions about SGB itself, let me know in the comments below and I'll look at it for the future. That's it for another tutorial in the Smile Game Builder Tutorials and Showcases series. Thanks for watching. Until the next time.